Enjoy unlimited tastings, live music, delicious food, artisans, and lawn games as you celebrate Nebraska's vibrant beverage industry. And when you find one you love, you can buy a bottle to take home. Choose your ticket package at sipnebraska.com. The Sip Nebraska Spring Festival, a Blur event, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park in Ashland.
Hey, what are you talking about over there?
Huh?
I said, what are you talking about?
You know, Bill, I think it's time for both of us to get our hearing checked. We should head over to Christensen Hearing Analytics.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about them. They offer a free hearing consultation and screening, affordable hearing aid prices, and a knowledgeable staff with over 30 years of experience.
Visit Christensen Hearing Analytics today in Williamsburg Village or give them a call at 402-489-3450. Christensen Hearing Analytics. A better life starts with better hearing.
Make plans to join 93.7 The Ticket and the Amon Green Foundation for the first annual Nebraska Esports Golf Tournament on Monday, June 9th at Wilderness Ridge. It's a four-man scramble starting at 11 a.m. that will feature former Husker greats, including Amon Green, Johnny Rogers, Niles Paul, Tony Davis, Adam Carricker, Vershawn Jackson, and more, with great prizes and great golf. Sponsorships are also available. Email Jake at theticketfm.com for more questions or sign your team up online at theticketfm.com. Early bird registration goes through April 20th, and overall registration goes through May 30th.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger, and you can get started now by saving when you join today. We have all the best-in-class equipment you could ever need, and you can work out your way on your time at any convenient location near you. Most open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Find your nearest club and join today. Deal ends Friday, May 16th.
See Home Club for details.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service. But it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your County Veteran Service Officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free. So visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine and More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC, and they're having the biggest hail sale they've ever had. A huge opportunity is at your front door right now. Some of these cars we're fixing, some we're not, and some it's totally up to you. New Sierra starting at $15,000 off list. New Canyons at $8,500 off list. New body styles on the Acadias, $3,000 off list. You need to hurry as there's going to be a lot of people heading to Louisville. Check us out at copplecars.com. Stock numbers G121492, G187747, and G196599.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Derek Pearson, brought to you by Canopy Street Market.
Boom! In your face! It is Tuesday. Not Wednesday, it's Tuesday. Characters with the family celebrating. And so we swapped lunch hours. He'll be back tomorrow. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for Character here on the Ticket during this time slot. Today, I will take you through the next hour, hand it over to the Captain's show. Captain will be streaming in. Farley will be in studio with Jake Bachhoven, and they'll take you all the way to 3 o'clock. Full day of Ticket broadcast. We appreciate you hanging out with us each and every day. The Sartor Hamann text line, 402-464-5685 is the number. If you want to text in and want to be a part of what we're doing, hit us up. You can follow on all the live streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo Channel 961. If you want it, great opportunity and a great reminder. If you haven't downloaded the Ticket app, do so. Travels everywhere. You can listen or stream on the app anywhere, anytime. So do that. It's good for you. Greatly appreciate it. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous Tuesday. 70 plus for lunchtime. Could get as high as 79, 80. The picture window has been busy and active today. Folks are out. The sun is out. The weather's great. Folks are dressing accordingly. Lincoln downtown is pretty. Pretty. There's a good definition for it. Lots to cover in the hour. And I wanted to spend some time. There was an opportunity to dive into several pools. First, shout out to WWE last night in Omaha. Great crowd, great show, great content. Bach was just yelling from the rooftop about Paul Heyman's promo last night, and I thought it was a series of great promos. He was one of two that I thought at some point that they were going to have difficulty catching their breath. It was interesting. Sheamus made his return, and I thought there was a moment where Sheamus had to gather. Like he was gassed, man. He was gassed and had to get through it. But there were several wrestlers that had that sort of. Paul Heyman had it, and Jey Uso with the line of the night. Bro, you okay? Bach, what's up with the spray tans?
Yeah, I don't know. Braun Breaker especially.
What? Like, bro, we know who your parents are. What are you doing?
You look orange.
Well, him and Paul Heyman, I was like,
yeah,
Heyman, bro. I know you want to be a part of the bloodline. I know you want to be, but calm down. Of course, the great text from Kevin Owens. Hey, man, Seth, you gonna spray tan too? To be like, is it like a brood thing? Is that what you're doing? But a great night nonetheless, and of course, great weekend of combat sports here in Lincoln with a fantastic Dynasty Combat card at PBA, an incredible card at the Complex with Tommy Arciaga. Great crowd, great promo, great events all the way around. A great weekend in Lincoln. And again, Husker softball doing its thing, setting itself up for a high seed in the Big Ten tournament. They will play the winner of Penn State and Iowa. Penn State and Iowa play Wednesday. Huskers will play the winner of that at 11 o'clock Thursday. And then Husker baseball with an opportunity tonight to get above 500 against the Blue Evil Empire. And I think it's a huge statement. I was listening to Austin and Nick in their show last night. Pretty good baseball roundup of what's going on, where the Huskers are and what so that has stepped in as Tom Chattel takes a break from his 6 o'clock Monday show. Those two will take you through baseball season in that time slot. Pretty good, very informative, and points out a thing that Nick had to say. Husker baseball needs a 3-in-1 week, and I'm on the side that as a baseball coach, I'm going 1-0 4 times. I need to find a way going into the Big Ten tournament to learn how to win games, no matter situation, circumstance. And Husker softball has an opportunity. I mean, this is an opportunity with Jordan Ball. Jordy gives them an opportunity to be in every game, in every series, in every matchup. And they have an opportunity. And I don't think it's them sneaking into the Big Ten. I think it's an opportunity. They have a chance to win the Big Ten. Again, matchups. And tournament play is about who's playing well in that matchup, and it's a big week. But there's also tons of stuff to go on. Yeah. Cubsker, you're right. It says Sheamus returned and I missed it. They're right. Are they going to bring back the League of Nations? Rusev, Sheamus, Del Rio signed. Yes, he did. Right. And then, yeah, they could.
Rusev had his first match on Raw in 5 years too last night.
But what do they do? Like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what, because if you let Braun Strowman go and you keep Otis and then you re-sign Rusev and Jack Del Rio, not Jack Del Rio.
That'd be interesting too.
You bring back Jack Del Rio.
Alberto
Del Rio. I don't know. I'm always intrigued by the roster decisions, and there's stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and I know that.
Well, they don't. That's the interesting thing, and coming from the obviously territorial days, and especially going into the 90s, it was always the big men on the roster. They don't really have a big. They have Omos, but they don't use him. They don't have a giant right now.
Well, which is another story, because he went over to Japan and showed out. They made him a champion over there, and then you pulled him back, made them give up the championship, and then not used him. Like, it's just like, okay, it's the stuff that goes on beyond, and you go, okay, it'll play out, and I try not to be that much of a mark that I have to go on the emotional roller coaster with them. But fair enough. I thought that last night's NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs were as good as any that I've seen in a long time. Bucks Celtics did not have the desired result, but I thought the game added so much more intrigue to the postseason, because to have both road teams figure out a way to win against the high seeds was good for TV ratings. But the quality of basketball was better. The style of basketball. This was a physical NBA East conference semifinal basketball game. That nothing was given, everything earned, several different runs, several different swings, style of play, contrast of play, even within the game, right? They went from the up and down 3-point shooting to we're going to get physical in the box and beat each other up. Now we're going to close out and put bodies on. Rebounding became a big part of it. Defensive stops, and of course, ending the final possession in overtime with an absolutely grown man defensive play to just roll up, close out, and just snatch the ball from an elite scorer. I thought it was spectacular. And then in the Nuggets game, missed free throws being such a part of it, I thought it was interesting to watch it play out, because I kept wondering why you were continuing to say, we're just going to make free throws and keep you from shooting threes. Like, we'll turn this into a free throw shooting contest. Except there is a school of thought, Bach, that if I have the lead late, 2-point lead, and you can tell me where you stand on it, but would you rather have to make a series of stops, free throws, and plays, or make one stop? You as a player, you as a coach, making that decision. You're up by 2. You do not want them to shoot a 3. But if they shoot a 3 and miss, the game's over. Instead, you turn it into a 4-possession game. And ultimately, on the 4th possession, you miss 2 free throws. They come down, and a Hall of Fame point guard makes a Hall Hall of Fame point guard play, and they knock down a game-winning three. Yahtzee. Where do you stand on the series of free throw marches back and forth, or stopping them one time and defending a three?
I would say stop them one time and defend the three, just because that's what you're kind of looking for almost in any game is give me a chance to win. Don't, let's play it out.
One stop. But you literally allowed them to just continually do the march. And the assumption of free throws, well, they made their free throws and you didn't. And you had somebody on the floor who, if you're not going to play for one stop, why are they on the floor? You need your best free throw shooters on the floor. If you're just going to foul anyway, right? It would have made sense. But they know their team. They know their players. It plays out, but that's the beauty of the series. And then I'm not sure I've ever seen in an NHL playoff where a team gave up 4 third-period goals and still won. I don't know the metric on that, but to give up 4 goals in the third period and still win the game is just exceptional. Right?
Yeah.
Exceptional. Just, Well, no, here's the thing. Denver had the ball 4 times. Got fouled on 3 of them, made the 2 free throws on each of those trips, kept extending the game. When at 13 seconds, they would have held for 1 shot and tried to shoot a 3. They make or miss the 3. It's much easier to defend a setup defensive scheme versus a missed free throw transition 3. It's much easier for me to call a timeout and set up 3-point defense rather than 2 missed free throws, the wrong people lined up, outlet to an explosive point guard who makes the right decision and makes a blistering cross-court pass, right? When a 2 would have done as well, but he made the choice. I don't understand the idea of turning into a free throw contest. Like I don't. Husker P says this, and I've paid attention to Husker P on the text line for several reasons. And again, I don't have to agree with folks to go through it. But the point being made that there were 97 3-pointers in the Celtics game. Now, the game has transitioned. This has come from a time in sports where, as we communicate this, that no game that is being played is the same as it was played previously. Games are cyclical. And we know that the up and down game is now today's game. NBA, college, or otherwise. Basketball is played differently now than it was 15 years ago. And that was played differently than it was the previous 15 years. And that game was played differently than the 15 years before that. As the evolution of the athlete happens, the style of play has to evolve with it. And it's interesting that you have to do the math and the metrics behind it. That if I get 10 3-point shots, that is potentially 30 points. If I shoot them at 40%, I've done a pretty good job. I know that's 12 points. If I take 10 2-point shots, but I'm maxed out at 20 points. Most teams aspire to shoot in that 45 to 50% range from the field. Inside 2, that would give me 10 points. Bigs no longer are just post-only big men. Why? Because spacing equals offense, and offense equals spacing. So having bigs, longs, who can shoot threes, create space. And it's much more difficult to defend 90 feet than it is 45 feet or 30 feet or 20 feet or 10 feet. closer you get, the more difficult it is. It's easier to defend in space the closer an offense is. If you spread the 5-out offense exists for a reason. Because that means you have to have 5 people on the floor. Bach can tell you it's much more difficult if you make him run the floor defensively in transition, get to the apex of the front of the rim, and then close out to a corner 3. If I ask him to make that closeout twice in a possession, Bach will tell you that is not a game I want to play. I don't want to have to defend that. Bach would much rather meet you at the top of the three-point line, defend the three-point shot, have some help if you decide to penetrate. Today's athlete is a different athlete. The game has to be played differently. Same thing for baseball. Different weapons, right? We have different technology. We understand it. Guys throw the ball harder. I can tell you, when I was a senior in high school, if somebody threw 90, he was the dude. He threw harder than everybody else. If you throw 90 now, you're a soft toss. You're a finesse pitcher. You're a location pitcher. If we had dudes who were hitting the ball 434 feet on a regular basis, we didn't have any 6'6" Aaron Judges out there. We didn't have any Shohei Ohtanis. The athletes have evolved, so the games have to evolve with them. But we can say it. I mean, I don't recall many Teddy Prochazkas back in the Pipeline days. Doesn't mean they're better. It just means they're different. Quarterbacks have to play different. They have to have a different skill set. There's a wonderful feature in The Athletic today about Randall Cunningham and his career and his post-career. They talk about him as an athlete and as a quarterback. The league had not seen a Randall Cunningham before. The league has 5 or 6 Randall Cunninghams now. I still don't think any of them are as good as Randall Cunningham was because he played in a different era. But the passing game is different in pro football. The passing game is different in college football. The running game is different. We don't run the wishbone anymore. Veer, triple option football.
Wait, with the basketball though, I don't think it's the argument is not that it doesn't need to change or like don't understand the analytics. Is it as aesthetically pleasing of a product? And when the Celtics or whoever it is, the Celtics again won a championship doing this. It's not whether it's successful or not. It's whether it's a pleasing game to watch. And when you miss a bunch of shots, when you're shooting that poorly, it can be difficult for a standard fan to come in. You know, you want to see some big time dunks or some athleticism. You just see a bunch of guys missing a bunch of threes.
We had the same conversation about dunks 20 years ago. We had the same conversation 30 years ago about the physicality, the Malice and the Palace and the bad boys of the Pistons and New York Knicks with Ewing. We had the same, but the conversation evolves because the game and the athletes evolve. We don't play the same kind of baseball that I played in college. It's a different game. Baseball's a different game. Football's a different game. Basketball is a different game. The fans, look, Bach, you're not going to be the same. You're not the same fan today that you were 15 years ago. You have different aspirations. I would think that looking at three-point shooters, I'm not sure artistically there's anything more beautiful than a well-shot three-point shooting game, up and down.
A well-shot one's great.
Well, but you can't have light without dark. You have to know what the contrast is.
But the problem with the modern era and then the shooting, and listen, I'm a shooter. I'm more thankful than ever that the golf games evolved this way, because then I can argue that I'm doing something, spacing, when I'm not doing anything. But for the most part,
right.
But the problem is, again, is just, when a lot of these games, and thank God, that's why last night and these first couple games of game one, not just because the road teams have won, but they've been close games, is that you get this problem. You lose, we've seen 50-point losses in the playoffs already because one team's having a hot shooting night and one's not.
Bach, when we weren't shooting threes, we had 50-point blowouts in the NBA playoffs. 40-point blowouts, 30-point blowouts. When Wes Unseld and Elvin Hayes were banging people up back in the 70s, you still had mismatches. You had good shooting nights and bad shooting nights. They exist. They exist. We're in Lincoln, Nebraska. We watch basketball teams. We can't even figure out how the same team can shoot 31% from three one night and then 47% from three the next night. Why? Human beings. Human beings, different environment, different defense. We like what we like. But are we trying to watch Pleasantville basketball where every three goes in? Is that the expectation? No. That's how sports works, especially at the highest level. Doesn't work that way. I've had teams that were great shooting teams all the way through to state championships, get the big building and the backdrop changes and the shooting eye changes, and we shoot 32% and lose. But are we not going to do what we're best at? It's great to have an alternative plan, right? Can we dribble, drive, and get buckets in the mid-range game? But most coaches in the NBA have eschewed the mid-range game and tell the players, look, I'd rather have you shoot a three because I think the likelihood is you'll make that much more easily than you will the mid-range pull-up. I would tell you, 2/3 of NBA coaches would tell you that they consider that a bad shot. Shoot your shot. And if I get Jake Bachhoven to now have to pump fake, dribble, drive, and get to the middle of the paint and throw it up over a 6'7" big, my chances are pretty good against Bach.
You don't know about my teardrop game.
Get him, Bach. Get him, bro. Right? That's what it is.
I drive to pass. I'm just kidding.
Right? Look, I got my scouting report. Anyway, we'll join the break more one-on-one. We'll come back to the ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Roses are red, violets are blue. You should treat mom to some barbecue. At Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, we think award-winning moms deserve award-winning barbecue without having to lift a finger. We invite you and your family to gather around our table on Mother's Day for Hog Wild's slow smoke favorites, or place an order to go online at GoHogWild.com for a spring picnic where mom is the guest of honor. We look forward to seeing you this Mother's Day. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine and More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
It pays to participate in LES Peak Rewards. You can earn a $25 gift card when you enroll your qualified smart thermostat in the program. Help curb electric demand and sign up today at les.com/peak rewards.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and they're having the biggest hail sale they've ever had. A huge opportunity is at your front door right now. Some of these cars we're fixing, some we're not, and some it's totally up to you. New Sierra starting at $15,000 off list. New Canyons at $8,500 off list. New body styles on the Acadias, $3,000 off list. You need to hurry as there's going to be a lot of people heading to Louisville. Check us out at CoppellCars.com. Stock number is G121492. G1-87747 and G1-96599.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Authentic Mexican food is not always easy to find, but you can find it in Lincoln at Tacos Los Hermanos. Their birria tacos are worth the drive from anywhere in town, but their chicken, chorizo, al pastor, and asada tacos are also worth the trip. You can also try any of those meats in a burrito or quesadilla. You won't find a better toppings bar in the area or better dessert options. If you can't get there, don't worry, they do deliver as well. Stop by Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock Streets in Lincoln.
McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket is your place for English Premier League soccer. On Saturday, Everton plays Ipswich Town at 9 a.m., followed by Arsenal versus Bournemouth at 11:30 a.m. On Sunday, May 4th, Brighton plays Newcastle at 8 a.m., followed by Chelsea versus Liverpool at 10:30 a.m. Liverpool currently leads the standings with 82 points. You can find all this and more at McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket, your place for English Premier League soccer, located at 8th and P.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. You're listening to One-on-One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Paint your face. Paint it. Snort. Pump up your biceps. Tie up. Tie up every muscle. Tie it up. Sprint to the ring. My favorite 2 words in all of sports entertainment. Squared circle. Bach, have we ever figured out what that means? The squared circle.
I don't know why it has to be a circle, but
the squared circle. Nobody raised their hand and went, excuse me, squared circle? That either means mathematically you've exponentially changed the circle by squaring it, or you took a circle and you squared it. Bill and Bennett, great music, right? Ultimate Warrior Run Out is as good as there is. It's iconic. There's so many. Bakken, I think a year ago, we did a whole show of WWE entrance theme music. I think we should do that. I think we should do that again soon. Just to reseed and re-rank entrance songs. Quickly, Bach. Text line as well. But you only get one. You only get one. Text line. You only get one. You only get one. Your WWE entrance theme song. What's the GOAT? What is the GOAT of theme songs? And Bryce immediately went NWO. He went straight. Bryce was punching his phone. Bryce was like, NWO. Bach, what's the GOAT? The absolute GOAT.
Oh boy, that's tough.
Eric says, "Break the Walls, Jericho."
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You can't be wrong.
I like Triple H's. Time to play the game.
Bill and Bennett says Undertaker.
Okay, that's the dong.
Right? Just the gong, right? I'll throw this one out there. Road Warriors. What a rush. Come on, Bach, give me.
I mean,
we need the GOAT.
Goldberg is pretty
GOAT.
good. That hyped you up.
You again. Here's
the walkout.
Here's this thing. When you talk, when we ask for your opinion, you can never be wrong, and you'll absolutely never get it right. Right? Because not everybody's going to agree with it. It's your opinion, so it can't be wrong. Yeah, Demon Balor's Music Cubsker, that's a great one. Dudley Boys is really good. Hulk Hogan's Real American versus Hulkamania. There's two different versions of it. Yeah, HBK, Sexy Boy is in the conversation, right?
Just cover your kids' ears, I guess.
What are you saying? You know who's I love? Just low key, D'Lo Brown. And he had the great neck roll, head roll, walkout. Like if you want to make me happy, go on social media and post something on my feed, on my timeline with D'Lo Brown walking out. But pretty much any entrance song, I'm gonna like. I don't think there's a bad one because Doink the Clown had a great one, right? Kurt Angle's in-ring version of Sexy Boy, and the fact that he dressed it up, he dressed it up.
I just like Kurt Angle's theme.
Angle's theme, like it's perfect. And there was some discussion. There was a chat online trying to figure out who was the first, and it's two-sided because it started with the first wrestler to use music as they enter. But, of course, that goes back to Gorgeous George, Nebraska's own, right? Gorgeous George. All right, Pomp and Circumstance was the GOAT. It's the first. It was the first. But then it popped up to the 80s, and Hulk Hogan likes to say he was the first one, right? The Von Erichs say that they were the first ones. As a matter of fact, the Von Erichs say that they changed that today's version of wrestling started with Fritz Von Erich and the Von Erich boys in Texas. And I'm not sure that it's all true, but it's certainly not all false. I go back to thinking that Freebird by Leonard Skinner with Michael P.S. Hayes and the Freebirds was one of the first ones. Jimmy Valiant with the Boogie Woogie, the boy from New York City. Jimmy Valiant, when he went from the Valiant Brothers tag team wrestling to a solo wrestler in the South, he used, and then it evolved because he started using the Manhattan Transfers version of the boy from New York City. Junkyard Dog using Queen's Another One Bites the Dust. What year was Another One Bites the Dust? Because because Junkyard Dog began to use it. I loved the American Badass version of Undertaker.
It was 1980 was Another One Bites the Dust.
So JYD started using it in 82 or 83. Hogan got his run, 82? When did Hogan beat Sheik? Yeah. I think that would tell us a lot. Flair, Space Mountain, Space Odyssey is you're right. Like And that before the Woo, when he was gowned up, glitter gowned up, and came out to that, was pretty good. Those are the early ones, the earliest I can remember. But when did Hogan beat Sheik?
It was 84.
So I can tell you that the Von Erichs in 82, 83 were using music. I can also look up the Fabulous Freebirds and tell me when they started, because their music, they were one of the first ones that would come out to Lynyrd Skynyrd. Like, they would come out to Lynyrd Skynyrd, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. WWE was kind of last to the party. And then they started doing its music, because WWE created a music division, and they were selling back the number. You could count on it. Whenever the WWE put together its entrance music, it would be number one on the Billboard charts. Like, it was the number one selling album, CD, etc. So yeah, I would think that. When does it say for Freebirds and Lynyrd Skynyrd?
I'm still trying to find that.
It was pretty amazing, because those are back in the days of long walkouts. So think Starrcade, where there was this long walk from a dugout, a baseball dugout, to the ring. And so they needed music to go along with the Nation of Domination. Great pull, Gingerbread Man. No, Rock, Stone Cold, Shattered Glass.
Says they used Freebird from 79 to 90 or to 84.
See, if Hogan didn't win the title until 82 or 84, that he wasn't Hulk Hogan before that. He was Sterling Golden. He wasn't Hulk Hogan. He was Sterling Golden. So he didn't have, I'm a real American hero to come out to. He was a heel. He was Sterling Golden. He had his hair, he had his stomach and chest hair shaved. And it was Bach. He had it shit.
Shaped out.
Oh man. That was so good. $1 Million Man was, and then I was mad because WWE ruined Dusty's. Like, they had Dusty out here dancing bad. They had Dusty in polka dots, man.
That was one of his more famous outfits.
Oh, Bach, that's the low point. That was the low point. To me, that was the low point in Dusty Rhodes' career. To be put in polka dots. And if you want to have some fun, what we'll do is when we go to break, I'm going to have you. There's a WWE like medley where Vince got them on stage and had them all sing and dance. Bach. It's so bad.
I would imagine so.
It's so bad. And then they did like a talent show or a variety show with Vince McMahon dancing and singing on stage. Bach. Epic.
No chance in hell. Is
bruh. Yeah, Shane's interest.
Yeah. Like
Shane, but Vince, no chance is pretty good.
Were you? I can't remember if it was you. Somebody told me they didn't like Edge's Metalingus. Was that you?
No, that was me.
You love that. Okay, yeah.
Edge.
I think that's a great one.
Edge, Christian, both of them together. I liked both of those. Randy Orton's I love.
Oh yeah.
But coming up with a GOAT, like we need, like if there's one, like an alien force comes to the earth and you go, they said we came for your entrance music. What is the best you have? What do you tell them, Bob?
I think my favorite is probably Kurt Angle's.
So you're just going to tell the aliens you suck?
Pretty much. in an American fashion.
Hey, folks, Bach's sending us to war.
Or you try to scare him. I can play Kane's music.
He's sending us to intergalactic war. Well, you didn't give us Brock Lesnar. You're like, nope, you suck.
That's right.
Thanks, Bach.
We'll chant right at you.
Everybody, protect your kids. Protect your kids. Bach is out here picking war. We'll close out one-on-one. Set you up for the Captain Show when we come back.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Authentic Mexican food is not always easy to find, but you can find it in Lincoln at Tacos Los Hermanos. Their birria tacos are worth the drive from anywhere in town, but their chicken, chorizo, al pastor, and asada tacos are also worth the trip. You can also try any of those meats in a burrito or quesadilla. You won't find a better toppings bar in the area or better dessert options. If you can't get there, don't worry, they do deliver as well. Stop by Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock Streets in Lincoln.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
It pays to participate in LES Peak Rewards. You can earn a $25 gift card when you enroll your qualified smart thermostat in the program. Help curb electric demand and sign up today at les.com/peak rewards.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine and More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
You're listening to One on One with DP. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, this is spectacular. So, Bach, I think we agree that the greatest entrance, not the greatest entrance song, but HBK's WrestleMania 25 entrance, it is the greatest entrance of all time. Right? Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe Triple H or Undertaker on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
On a Harley.
Yeah, those sorts of things.
Right? Close to that. I'm old enough to have remembered Starrcade and some super matches where they were at like Shea Stadium and they needed like helicopters to fly people in, which was pretty spectacular. But I was having the conversation with Bach, and I remember becoming. So I was a Starrcade fan more than I was a WrestleMania fan. Starrcade started in 1983. The first WrestleMania was 1985. So the NWA kind of started, but I was just joking about that. I thought I was 12 years old when I saw my first pro wrestling match. And it was because it was at the new Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland. And I was just trying to figure it out, right? I was trying to figure it out. Was this possibly true? And they had 2 cards in a month. So, but the very first match I saw live included Larry Zbyszko, a young Larry Zbyszko, who was under the mentorship of Bruno Sammartino, Jay Strongbow, Chief Jay Strongbow, Tony Gurria and Dean Ho. The Valiant brothers were the world heavyweight champions, Jimmy and Johnny Valiant. I want to say it was like Handsome Jimmy and Luscious Johnny.
Sounds about right.
Fuck. It was so 70s, man. Peroxide blonde hair, like neither one of them, and they weren't actually brothers. And the heartbreak to find out that they weren't actually brothers later in life, boy, I was crushed. Bach, what do you mean? Wait a minute. The Andersons aren't brothers either? Boo!
I was like the Kane Undertaker thing for me. I was like, what?
They're not brothers. I've been duped. I've been swindled. I've been had. And that very first card featured one of the great big men in history. Haystacks Calhoun was taking on one of the great villains to ever do it, Killer Kowalski. And then the main event was Bruno Sammartino, and he defeated. So there's a guy, Don Leo Jonathan, for Wrestling Fanatic. Go back in history and find out how good he was. But a month later, it was Bruno against Nikolai Volkov. Big Nikolai with the Fez and the really bad Russian national anthem singing. But yeah, I watched Killer Kowalski and Chief Jay Strongbow fight to a draw. So imagine this: that you go your first wrestling match is fantastic. Your second one, there were 3 draws. But building yourself up, you're 12 years old. You go in the first 3 matches you see, each battle 30 minutes to a draw.
So they would time these. There's no disqualification.
Oh, bro, I remember the announcer. This next contest, 30 minutes to a draw. Max 30-minute time limit. Yeah.
Those are Iron Man matches. Those are long matches.
No, but those are the prelims. The main events were 60 minutes. And that was kind of the thing, that you couldn't be champion if you couldn't go 60. Hogan was the guy who broke the mold that you didn't have to go 60 as a world champion, because prior to that, everybody had to. But man, wow. And then the main event for the second one wasn't even Bruno. Bruno was in the middle. He and Volkov fought early, that the World Tag Team Championships between Jimmy and Johnny Valiant against Dean Ho and Tony Garea. And of course, it was the best 2 out of 3 falls, and they fought to a draw. Bruh, those are some names. Those are some names. Yeah, he said The Rock and Goldberg. Troy says The Rock and Goldberg's entrances were great. Stone Cold's were good too. I just think if Bach's going to tell me that is the one he's going to play when Aliens, his first introduction to Aliens, we're going to have an intergalactic war. Because if we're going to have humans yelling "You suck" at aliens, it's on. It's going to be on and popping. It's going to be on and popping. Thanks to Bach.
That's right.
Bach did it. Bach's fault.
Whoever made that theme song, Kurt Angle, the crowd involvement in it. I love it.
Daniel Bryan's, yes.
Oh yeah, another one.
Right, there's a bunch. All right, that's not where this show was going to go. If you ever learn one-on-one, you'll end up anywhere. The likelihood that it'll end up in wrestling is pretty high. Just letting you know. Leaving me unsupervised on a radio show. Go figure. The Captain Show coming up next year on The Ticket.
McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket is your place for English Premier League soccer. On Saturday, Everton plays Ipswich Town at 9 a.m., followed by Arsenal versus Bournemouth at 11:30 a.m. On Sunday, May 4th, Brighton plays Newcastle at 8 a.m.